stuck here. The cops won't bother me. First crash. Hey guys, here I am in my garage with the Yamaha C3, and I wanted to change out the fuel pump because on this bike it's been really hard to start up, and sometimes it's been dying on the road. Either way, I want to change the fuel filter as well, and this kit comes with a fuel filter. It was pretty cheap, $16 on Amazon, and I'm always amazed that you can get parts for these things so cheap. It's very unlike a motorcycle that costs way more. And of course it's a Japanese bike, but a lot of the Chinese parts fit this bike. Let me start it up just to see if it will start up. It's cold and I haven't fired it up in a while. I hear the fuel pump working, so it starts up. But a lot of times it doesn't when it's hotter, so I'm not really sure exactly what's going on, but I thought I want to change the fuel filter anyway. Might as well change the fuel pump just to see if that could be one of the problems. So let's get started on getting the fuel pump out. So let's see what's inside this box with the fuel pump. Look how small this pump is. So this is the fuel pump, and you can tell it's absolutely tiny, just so small. And in another bag we have a bunch of other random stuff, which I'm assuming is there's these two little bags, which are the filters. You have a piece of hose, which doesn't seem to be that high quality. And then you have these brackets. The fuel tank is right here. This is where you fill up. So I am assuming I need to remove all of this plastic. I'm using a 10mm socket, and one of these screw guns, and they're really easy to use. I'm going to remove them. This right here is where you check the coolant on the Yamaha C3. There's a little reservoir here because it's liquid cooled. And just hit this one, 10mm. Might as well. And make sure you don't lose them. Let's get this one on the other side as well. Alright, underneath here is a bolt that you have to use a pen like this and push up pieces. There we go. And there we go. You guys can tell. So the bolt looks like this. Just take a pen and just push it in, and it releases, but don't lose these things because you're gonna have to put them back. Remove these two bolts on each side. One of the things I'm gonna do is remove the side panels. Don't even need to remove it. There's the other screw here. A little hard to see, but on both sides there's these clips, and you just take your pen and push it in. With that, you should be able to get the plastic off. And there we go. One of the things I wanted to do was look over the entire bike while I have it off like this, because I want to see if there's anything that it needs. So I'm going to use a T30 to remove this right here. And there we go. Next step is to remove this. There are two bolts here on either side of the scooter, and they're basically just little screws like this. That's what's keeping some of the plastic. And in order to remove it, you're going to remove the reflector, and this will just come out. I'm going to put this reflector back on here so I don't lose it. There are some screws here on each side. So here's this one. Not sure I even need to remove this one. Oh yeah. And here's the front plastic. So at this point we have to remove the back side of the plastic, and there are two tabs here. There we go. On the other side. Bolt behind this bag of stuff here. In order to remove the plastic, guys, you're gonna have to remove this bolt, which holds the ignition. Very different type of bolt than every other in the fairing. All right, with this plastic removed, I want to see if I can lift this out of the way. Plastic. There we go. So here it is, guys. This is the gas tank that we want to get to, and this is what we want to get to. So right here we have the electrical connection, and here we go. Just there's a tab, and you pull it out. All right, using a 8mm wrench, you should be able to get all of these. Let's see. You should be able to pull it out. There we go. That's the fuel pump. So what we have here is the filter. Oh, this is the gas sensor, I guess. But this is the filter. It looks fairly clean. So take a flat screwdriver, fit it through here. There's these tabs here, and what you do is just twist it and then go around and twist it, twist it. There's 3 little tabs, and then this will pop out. This is the old Yamaha fuel pump, and let's compare. Let's see if it's the exact same, and it is. There's one way of sliding it in. You really have to make sure these are secure, because you don't want to have to do this again. Apparently these filters that come with the pump do not work on this one, so I'm reusing the same filter, and all you do is just kind of clip it in there, and you get the float to go in, and then try not to force any of this because it could be bad. And I'm not going to bolt it. I'm just putting it just a little bit of pressure. Alright guys, let's start the bike up. The new fuel pump is in there. It makes a different noise. I haven't bolted it down, but it starts right up. And I figured out what I did wrong with the old pump. So the old pump has got an O-ring that goes here, and I forgot to take it out, and it wasn't working properly. You might even replace that O-ring if you want, but I didn't, because it still has 3,000 miles, so it's not that much. Now what I'm going to do is bolt everything down. You don't want them to come loose as you're riding. You also don't want to make them too tight. So let's start it up, make sure that it works. Starts right up. So that's how to change the fuel pump in a Yamaha C3.